I guess we'll get this meeting started, call it to order. And I guess the first thing on the agenda, if we can get an approval of last meeting's minutes and everything.
So moved.
Make a motion for that.
So moved.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
Which one of their eyes at? I hear a second.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Well, that's the way I like it too.
That's last month, too late to vote.
Oh, that was the
Let's see, consider the regular meeting minutes. And also, I'd like to get a motion for the regular meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion to consider the regular meetings of August 1st, 2016.
Second.
We had a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next on the agenda, non-action items, youth center hours. And I guess that would be Mr. James. He's all smiles.
That's all I can do. Okay, so I guess members of the board, Commissioner Butcher, start out with, on our youth center hours, if you're not aware of what's been going on for the past year, of course, we are in an economic downturn. And so what we're looking at is ways to save money. And one thing that we've encountered, of course, is we started whenever the new school year kicked off, having the youth center open on Saturdays. It's been a complete flop. To be completely honest, I think the most kids that we've had down there total for the entire 10 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night has been 6 kids. Frankly, it costs us $600 a day to run that center, if you average it out. Also, in light of, and this is kind of talking about our second action item, we do have some reduced staffing over there since Jamie did retire. We've only got Maria and Veronica over there, and so it's kind of difficult to staff that, stay within budget, because we really don't have the funds for a lot of overtime. So what I know I've discussed with them is that, how many kids do we have this past weekend?
Saturday,
Yes.
we have a little bit more. We have like 4 or 5 girls come play volleyball, and then
Okay.
6 boys come play basketball.
And that's
the
good.
most we've had.
That's the most we've ever had.
How many?
It sounds like a total of 10 for the entire day. So I know that we visited the other day, and just for financial reasons, but also staff safety, they've been doing flex scheduling, so only one of them moved down there. Hasn't been too much of an issue, but I think for the time being, until we have a new director, we're going to rearrange the hours to where it's during the typical Monday through Friday. So what we've come up with is that on Monday, we would still be open from 1 to 8. Or not, well, staff would work from 1 to 8. We wouldn't actually open to the public until 3 o'clock when kids get out of school. But those extra hours before the public hours are just so that they can do facility maintenance and cleaning. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we would run from 1 to 9. One thing is that the folks who play basketball down there, they would like a little bit more time, and this would give the staff more flexibility as well. Wednesdays, we would expand it from 2 to 8. And then, of course, on Fridays, to accommodate dances and also just the weekend, even when we don't have dances or home games, we would run from 1 to midnight. That way you've got a place for kids to go on Friday evenings instead of whatever else they may do. We don't necessarily have to have a dance every weekend, but the center would be open. I know we had looked at some of the other things that we had discussed the other day was we had a scheduling for like the game centers. Apparently we really don't need that at this point. We have actually older kids who like to play with the younger kids, which I think is a great opportunity. But really that would be the most drastic change in the operating hours that we would have right now.
Does that give them their 40 hours?
Yes, that's exactly 40 hours. Public hours, it's not necessarily open for public use
Yeah.
during 40 hours, but who knows? I mean, you may have, during, from that 1 to, well, I guess before the public hours at 3 o'clock usually. And the reason we call that public hours is it just allows them to do the maintenance and cleaning, but the kids should be in school. But we do have, homeschool kids who could come down there and do, I mean, it's open for public use. I know you said you've had some folks stop by before they open. Of course, we would have to look at the summer changing that, but really that is up to the new director as far as looking at hours. So to talk about the staff updates down there, of course, Jamie did retire. Her last day was September 20th. We did post the position. We'll do a first review of applications on October 7th. I don't have the number of applicants because honestly, I don't remember we have received applications.
That's fine.
And typically what I do on those positions when it says first review, if I hit them by email, I just send an email back, letting the person know, we'll let them know about the process. I don't even review them until after that day of first review. So we'll be setting up the process and the interview gets somebody in that position. And then essentially it's going to be their program. The only two directives that I have for that individual is market the center, come up with a really good aggressive marketing campaign, creative marketing campaign, and increase usage. Those are the only two things. So the only other update that I have, this is probably going to be a very short meeting, but I did want to discuss the hours, but also with another one of our programs. Of course, we did the tumbling and dance program. That has been suspended right now at the request of the contractor, Latoya, just mainly due to lack of interest. The first month that we had it, we had 10 students the entire month. Of course, they did take August off with school starting up and fair and rodeo. She typically even suspends her program at the gym for that time period. Last month, had the same amount of students. It was even to the point where some of the parents of the attendees were like, if you want to cancel the class, you can. But Latoya had the mindset, and I respect this, no, you paid for this program, we're going to go ahead and continue to do it. I did meet with her the other day, and I asked her to think about it. If she wanted to suspend it, that's fine, until we can figure out another game plan. But she is researching into some of the comments that that she had made. She had been told, she passed along to me. She has like a waiting list for kids down there at her gym. But one term that was used is some of the parents didn't want to go down to the youth center, and they wouldn't state those reasons. So I had asked her to let me know, or tell those parents to please just call me, send me an email. It's not like we would disclose their name, but we want to know what's wrong. We want to go ahead and fix that problem. We want to address it just so we can improve attendance and usage. So for right now, we're not going to be doing that. In addition, we have not purchased the equipment. The main reason being is that the lack of attendance, I really couldn't justify that expenditure, but also we have frozen all capital expenditures from the general fund at this point, just due to the economy. But those are all the reports I have.
Well, is there anyone, Herb, do you have anything to add to any of this?
Do what?
Do you have anything that you need to add to this or want to say? Mark?
James had talked to me the other day about maybe changing it from youth center to activity center. And I noticed that the metal sign, the metal art sign out there actually does say Lovington Activity Center. But underneath it, it says Lovington's Boys and Girls Club or whatever that is. I was wondering if we do that, can we just use that sign and take that Boys and Girls Club part off of it? And maybe move that sign too, like take the legs off it and mount it to the wall. But that way it's seen, because you don't see it now, it's up in the trees and stuff, and you really don't see it unless you know it's there.
That is a decision that I would leave up to the director in their plan.
And Veronica had mentioned to me, she wanted to know why we had never, as a board, talked to the youth council to see what they wanted, or what their
I
ideas
mentioned it
were.
to James too.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, I would be more than willing to go down to the meetings and talk to them if somebody else would wanna go too.
I can go to the meetings, my kids go, so I can do.
Well, I know you had a meeting scheduled for 4:30 today.
I rescheduled
And
for
you
next month.
rescheduled it, and I think it would probably be more than appropriate. We can always, as long as we provide, it's a 10 days notice, we can change the time of our meeting. And I would say, just have a joint meeting with those kids, have them all as a group.
Then next Monday, is that commission meeting?
I would like that. That way we can
Yeah, I
actually get to know
think it
those
would be
kids
great.
and get some of their ideas on what could be done.
I think, I mean, a lot of them are in sports. Most of them text me and say they can't come because they're
Yeah,
in sports.
They have a legitimate reason.
Yeah.
They're actually doing another activity, that's great.
Or maybe she could just question them and come back and tell us what their ideas
So I
are.
questioned a lot of the kids at the dance this Friday, what they would like to see there. We're gathered around the snack bar and we're just hanging out.
That's good.
They want more games, they want Wi-Fi, which is already being fixed.
It's getting fixed. Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah, no, I went down there Friday afternoon and I couldn't figure it out. So I know that, they went down there, they never called.
Yeah.
So, no, we put in a request to have some IT folks go down there and take a look at it, so.
They'd like to see like
Get that back up and running.
a dance tournament with the games. They'd like to see a basketball tournament. They give me a few ideas.
Yeah, but I think, you know, if we're looking at it from the youth council standpoint, I think it would be best to just have them, or I think it would be a good idea, have them attend our meeting and actually us hear it from them, because not that it's lost in translation or anything, but it also preps those kids how to speak to adults, how to make those presentations. You know, it's kind of like on-the-job training, because eventually they're going to be sitting in these seats
That's very true.
when we're all gone. So I guess it's almost a civics lesson, if you want to call it that. But I think it might be a good idea to have that joint meeting with them.
And you might have them question the kids at school that's not in the council, and maybe have notes that they could bring with the ideas from everybody else too.
Because there's got to be interest, you know, the kids have to have some kind of interest.
That's
in
a
that.
fun place if we could ever just get them down there.
Well, I know the kids Saturday had a good time, because the boys started playing volleyball, the girls started having their own little tournament.
I think the kids are more they're into their sports. If we can incorporate their sports down there, then I think they will come more, like they're saying, volleyball tournaments. I know the kids love that. My youth group talks about they love the volleyball tournaments. We've done a dodgeball tournament, basketball tournaments. They just love all of
Yeah,
that
they want a
aspect.
volleyball tournament.
If we could get something like that going for them, I know they would like that, because those are some things they ask me. So,
And then you're still counting on parents to volunteer to help.
I can help
With
get
all that, too.
parents, I've had moms tell me that if we do volleyball tournaments, these are the volleyball moms, if we do some volleyball stuff, they are more than welcome to come down and help supervise the girls. So I can get probably 5, 6 moms to come down and help do it.
That'd be great.
So,
Bobby, you want to have anything to add to that? Do you have anything that you want to?
No, the only thing I was gonna say, I know Latoya has contracted through the schools and to teach dance to the schools. So maybe they'll drive a little interest in some of those boys and girls will realize they can go down there and continue what they do in school also. So, well, that kind of helps a little bit.
How about you, Marty? You have something to add to
I do have
that?
something I wanted to say to the board, just for full transparency. I did submit an application for the youth center director position. If anything proceeds, I would more than happily step down as to not have a conflict of interest. So just wanted to let everyone know.
Okay. James has already spoke. I was going, Kelly. Yeah, I looked your way and I thought, well, you summed it up in a nutshell. Just put it that way. That's all I can say. Yes, we,
Veronica, how many people or students were at the dance on Friday?
22, a little less than I thought would come down.
And how many did you have homecoming?
36.
36.
Did they say why there was less?
Oh, they came in late this time,
Oh.
because I don't know, something happened at the field, I guess.
At the football field?
Yeah, I don't know what they called it, but like.
I think it went longer, the game went longer or
The game?
something.
Something.
It was a really long game.
It was a
Yeah,
long
because I was like, I thought the game was
Wow.
over already.
Homecoming was a really short game.
yeah, it made up for homecoming, you know.
Can't get those minutes in.
Well, you have anything else you'd like to add? How about from the public out there, for Mr. Ron?
I already had mine. Press on.
Well, I don't think there's any further new stuff on the agenda, except for y'all know we're looking for a new director, and it's gonna come out on the 7th. Interviewing is gonna start, maybe, but everybody's not gonna get interviewed. I applied for it, but I got kicked. So I guess if there's no further information on the youth center, this meeting is adjourned.